This is the start of making the blue skirt. So basically the shape of a half circle skirt, but I've done it in 3 pieces. So I've got one piece there, then the middle front, and then the next side piece over here. You can make your skirt a number of ways if you wish. I made this by myself without using a pattern. We did it on measurements. But if you're not confident enough, there are plenty of patterns out there to make a very simple skirt like this. I'm also making a petticoat to go underneath it, which is exactly the same shape but in white. Next thing to do is to get your 2 skirts. As I said, I've got my blue outer skirt and my white petticoat, and at the top at the waist you've pinned both layers together like so, all the way along to the other side. Next thing I'm going to do for now is just tack it down and not machine it just yet. Okay, we are now doing a trial fit of attaching the skirt to the blouse. You can see underneath here we've got the top of the blouse facing right way out. And what Mum did on me is I put the blouse on first, and she marked where my waistline is on the blouse, where these pins are. That's the centre of the blouse here. And then we did the same with the skirt. We got our centre mark on the skirt and pinned the centre of the skirt to the centre of the blouse, and then pinned the rest of the skirt along this way out of the blouse. Make sure your seam flaps are facing this way out and your good side is facing down. Now we've just pinned all the way along and done a trial fit to make sure that it fits you right. Then we are now going to go on the machine and sew it all the way down. Okay, I've now sewn the blouse to the skirt, and the edge of the seam there has been overlocked and neatened off so it's tidy. The next thing to do will be to put the zip in the back and to sew up the back of the skirt, which we'll show you next. Okay, I have here one 16-inch Habico concealed zip. That I'm going to use to put onto the back of my dress.
Okay, to put the zip in, I've now neatened up the back of the blouse where the zip needs to go, and this is an invisible zip. So first of all, you need to undo your zip, turn the whole thing upside down, and we're going to be sewing this side of the zip onto the edge of the dress, about there. And I'm going to start quite high, and that will be pulled down later on and tacked back so it's out of the way. And you put that side on first. On how to put an invisible zip on. You'll need an invisible zip foot which has 2 grooves in the front. So we're going to be sewing on the right hand side of the teeth, so it goes into the left hand groove. Bring that down, and then as you sew you've got to actually flatten the teeth down, because at the moment they're standing up. You need to push them down to the side, and then you're going to sew all the way along right next to the teeth. When you get to the end of the zip, sew as far as you can to the actual zipper and then stop. Okay, this is the zip side that we've sewn down to as far as we can, and when the zip is on the dress it will be turned over like that. So now we need to put it on the other side of the dress, which means you've actually got to turn the teeth away again from your seam, and then starting in exactly the same place on the other side, you'll put that under your invisible zipper foot, and then we're going to sew down this side as far as we can. Okay, on this side we need to use the right hand groove as we're sewing along. So as you're sewing, you need to push those teeth down flat onto the material, and then it will all go through the right hand groove and will be sewn just on this side of the teeth. Okay, we've now put our normal zipper foot on, and what we're going to do is sew up the seam from the bottom, and then when you get up to the zip, move the zip out of the way by pulling it, and then sew as far up as you can to the zip and then tie it off. Okay, to finish off your zip at the top and tidy it up a bit, fold over the little bit of zip and then fold it back like so, and then just use a bit of catch stitching to hold that down so it doesn't come up, and that's your zip done. Okay, we're inside at the bottom of the zip now, and what you need to do is just sew down one side of the zip to the seam. Just move my zipper foot out the way, like so. Okay, to stop your zip from coming out, you will be sewing it to the seam. Just like that, and do that on both sides of the zip. Okay, we're now going to hem up the skirt. We do a lot of hemming with all the costumes that we do, and so I have a hem marker which has a reservoir of chalk in there with a little puffer. They don't cost too much to buy, about £15, so if you do a lot of hemming or you can never get your hem straight, this is a perfect thing to buy for yourself. When you set up your hem marker next to where you want to hem, and that's where the chalk will come out of, so you just press the puffer. A little bit too much chalk there, but it actually gives you a mark on your hem, and it is only chalk so it will come off. And now we're going to turn up the skirt. Okay, I now put all my hem marks across the bottom, and I put a pin every so often because we're going to cut both the outer fabric and the petticoat at the same time. Later on the petticoat will be shortened slightly, but I've pinned every now and again to hold both fabrics together so that when you come to cutting they won't separate and you'll be able to have a good line to cut.
Okay, now I've sewn my blue lace under the skirt. What I wanted to do underneath is attach some lace onto the petticoat, so I've done the same principle before, but you had to make the petticoat slightly shorter so I can put my lace onto the bottom of it, so that then it would be more or less level, just slightly shorter than my blue skirts underneath. And that'll be that finished. Okay, so this is now my finished blouse and finished skirt attached to the blouse. And at the back here we have the invisible zip, goes right down to about here. And underneath is the little petticoat, the lace all sewn on. There we go.